What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to episode 2. This is Earth's Mightiest Idiots. We are still nerds. We are still idiots, excuse me. We are still nerds who are idiots. I am Lord Zed, and this is a TV show. So welcome, hello. How are you?
I'm still Rich. I'm back, and very excited. Thank you for all who subscribed. And we need more, so keep going.
We appreciate it thoroughly. And now, if you just allow me a quick moment to take this off of my head, because I cannot see. The visor is fogging up. It is hot enough in my home, and I am hotter now, and I probably sound like an idiot. So please, 1 second.
There we go.
If you'd like to carry the conversation while I'm doing this, by all means.
Sure. While I'm carrying this conversation, to all of those astute enough to catch my little misspeak on the first episode, you may have noticed I said, when I'm referring to Kang's alternate, I said, he who should not be named, but just to clarify, that's Voldemort.
Right.
It's actually he who remains, not he who should not be named. So before you guys want to volunteer your opinions and comments, I am aware of it. I'm acknowledging it now. So I know it is he who remains. It was a little misspeak.
Listen, when you guys subscribe to this channel and watch this show, our name is literally Earth's Mightiest Idiots. We're morons.
I was trying to be canon. I was trying to be canon with our title. So
yes,
it was a mistake, or was it? We don't know.
You subscribe to us for something that I like to call accuracy adjacent. We do our best. We're darn close, but we're idiots.
I like that. I like that. Accuracy adjacent.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So in today's show, we're going to talk about all things nerd. Again, if you're new here, thank you so much. Love you so much. Subscribe, please. Like the video. At any point, if you have something to agree with, disagree with, comment on, comment below. We'd love to have a conversation with you, and funny comments or good comments will be addressed live on air in the next episode. I think that's fair to say.
That is fair. That is fair.
So today we're going to break down a couple things. We're going to talk She-Hulk and the new trailer that dropped. We are going to talk about the news that Daredevil is coming to Disney Plus, and it is the same Daredevil we know and love. Thank goodness, because he was phenomenal.
Which means that Matt Murdock in No Way Home is the same Matt Murdock from the Netflix series.
As we surmised.
That is now MCU Prime. So
yes, and we'll get into a larger discussion.
Which also means that Kingpin in Hawkeye is the same Kingpin from the Netflix series.
We'll talk about stuff. Though. We're hoping the Iron Fist was not, but we'll get there. We'll see.
No, I don't remember that. I don't remember Iron Fist. It's
Who?
Okay.
Yeah,
exactly.
But first, I think we should talk She-Hulk.
Okay.
My initial thoughts. I think we share a similar sentiment that, like, not a soul asked for this, but I'm going to watch every episode. I'm here for it. Mixed bag of feelings after watching the trailer, but the one thing that I will say seemed kind of refreshing to me was that it actually seemed like a comedy. It seemed kind of funny. I did, no joke, actually like laughed once or twice during the trailer. Had some cool callbacks with like Abominations coming back, and we're going to learn more about his story.
Like we saw him in Shang-Chi also.
Yep, Wong is going to make an appearance in She-Hulk. We already know Mark Ruffalo is going to be in She-Hulk. I'm hoping Foggy Nelson shows up because it's all about the law. Listen, there's a lot of possibilities for crossover here. I'm excited for it. I
suspect he'll get some Matt Murdock. I think that'll happen.
Yeah, maybe that's a nice backdoor way of like, oh, the reason we announced season 4 is because in like 2 months you'll see him in this show anyway.
Definitely.
But I watch every Disney Plus show. That's what MCU has done. They've gotten us by the cojones that every single thing that comes out, whether it be TV show, movie, 30-second commercial, I will watch it and pay attention. So that's called good marketing. However, I don't have high expectations for this show, but I could see it actually being at least entertaining. That's where I stand.
All right. I stand in the fact that I could not be any less interested in She-Hulk if I tried. The trailer to me was not exciting. I'd be watching it more for Abomination than anything. I feel like I get enough of Ruffalo and the Hulk and the other movies. Don't, and a lot of people have said this too. I'll jump on the bandwagon. I don't like the CGI.
It is a heavy, strange CGI.
It is, and she looks awkward and strange to me. Like I said before, they think they refer to that as the uncanny valley, where you just see something's just not quite right. It's close, but it's not natural, I guess. But
There is
I see
always a
what-
chance too. I mean, I don't think Marvel would do this or Disney would do this, a big company like them. There's a chance the CGI still improves by the time we see the show, but I don't think they would show the face of a character like this and then
sure.
change
I mean, it might not. I mean, to be all things being fair, I'm also not into She-Hulk in the comic books either, but there's just something off. I don't know if it's the look of the look of the act. Nothing against the actress, I'm sure she's great, but I'm saying the look, or if it's the just something's off and it's visually irritating for me. Obviously, I'm going to see it because it's there, and who knows what might be in there. That could be in something later. And if we're going to probably talk about it and rate it, how good each episode is or series as a whole. So homework for homework purposes, I will watch it, but I'm not excited. I'm just doing it out of commitment.
Yes, and we will. So this is something for us to decide amongst ourselves. But with all these shows coming out, Obi-Wan is coming out, or Kenobi.
That I'm excited about. I'm super excited about Kenobi.
We'll watch every episode each week and talk about it the following week. Spoilers, of course, always spoilers, but we will be going into these shows as they appear. I really hope I enjoy She-Hulk, because they're really diving into like those more offbeat secondary or tertiary characters in this next phase. And I think that's cool. It expands audiences. Even though Iron Man and Captain America and Spider-Man are Marvel, there is so much more to Marvel, just like Princess Powerful, as we learned last week, in canon and in the encyclopedia of characters. So I'm ready to learn about a new character. I just hope it's not stupid.
Well, Phase 4, at least to me, seems there's a big focus on being female-centric, introducing a lot of female heroes. I mean, we got Kate Bishop from Hawkeye, Sylvie and Loki.
I thought she was great.
Sylvie's my favorite.
Sylvie was great.
Scarlet Scarab.
She was cool.
She-Hulk. I wrote some other ones down. Echo, another one.
Who will learn? Jury's out on Echo.
Marvel.
Jury is out on Echo. I think Echo's show could be very interesting, especially if it dives more into Fisk. But right now, I don't have a reason to care for her all that much.
I don't know enough about Echo.
I don't know much about the backstory.
Her abilities are similar in some ways to Taskmaster. Speaking of Taskmaster, I thought that was another character where the MCU let me down. I said this the last episode. The characters I like, it's like they know I like them and they like to fail me. So Taskmaster had the potential to be an awesome character.
It didn't even matter who
be
was.
A one-off,
it didn't matter who was under the helmet or the mask, whatever you want to call it. It was just such a lazy piece of writing. And then just Taskmaster's gone. Taskmaster could have been the type of villain that
Taskmaster in the comics,
so cool.
So many people would, hire Taskmaster to teach. Even Shield utilized him before to teach operatives. He's a sick villain, kind of looks like a palette swap Skeletor in the comics. It was a waste of a really good character. So I was,
and it was so predictable. It wasn't even an aha moment when they
it was. It wasn't like that.
With the daughter,
Luke, I'm your father. It was like, this is the girl you thought was dead. We know that.
It was. Black Widow as a whole disappointed me, but that was months ago. We're not talking about that.
No, we're not talking about that. But
with She-Hulk, yes, it's a character most people literally don't care about. But that also means there's a chance that suddenly, if it's a good show, it could be a very popular character potentially. Who knows? Limitless possibilities. I don't know much about the actress either. I've
never seen her before. I'm sure she's been in other stuff. I've never seen her prior.
I've read plenty of stuff online that was like, what a casting. She's phenomenal. People are going to love her. I hope they're right, because
I think they just paid the PR people a good chunk of change to just build it up. I've never... I don't live under a rock. I haven't seen everything, but I'd like to say that I recognize people generally who have been in a lot of other things. I have no clue who this person. Now, that doesn't mean she won't be good. I've never seen the actress who played Scarlet Scarab before either.
Oh, she was great.
But I thought she was great.
Yeah.
So, it could be good. I'm cautiously. I'm being cautiously optimistic. I'm trying to set the bar as low as humanly possible.
Yeah.
so that I can come out of it like, all right, that's not bad.
This is the type of show where you enter it not with any expectations or hopes.
Exactly.
You just, hopes. You say you hope it's funny, you hope it's good, you hope it's entertaining, but like I'm not expecting a Thanos callback. I'm not expecting the world here.
Listen, there's three things you need for a show like this, or really for me, any show in general. You need cherry cola, you need popcorn, and you need chocolate covered raisins.
Those are disgusting.
They're delicious. No, if you have those three things, listen, I can watch paint dry for 10 hours. It's fine. So as long as I have those three things, I'm ready to go.
If you could swap the chocolate covered raisins for like a Swedish fish or a peach rings, I'm in.
I do like my Norwegian fish, my Nordic fish as well.
Nordic fish.
My Nordic fish. I do
Not
like.
Sponsored, by the way.
I've tried the multicolored ones. Not a big fan.
No, we don't.
They have to be red, and I prefer the little ones over the big ones.
The big ones are too chewy.
Too chewy, and I like to have a multitude of small instead of a few that are big.
Yes. Come for the She-Hulk, stay for the candy.
Exactly.
But moving on, so we talk about an actor / actress we don't know a ton about. I didn't know anything about Charlie Cox until he became Daredevil, and that man is now Daredevil in my eyes. There will never be
another. There is no other Daredevil.
There will never be another.
Not going to hate on Affleck, but there is no other. Charlie Cox, to me, is the definitive Daredevil.
In terms of, obviously looked cool in the costume. It was a cool costume. Ben Affleck's costume was just like Catwoman's, but red. It was just leather.
Yeah.
And just his mannerisms and the way he, like, I read a whole bunch of stuff because we're nerds. Just like he literally studied the mannerisms of the blind, which not that he's a method actor. I'm not saying that, but like, he got into it, which is super cool. And I haven't been around many blind people in my day, but he convinced me.
Yeah. No,
so I'm excited.
It was great. The one thing I did like about the original Daredevil, because a lot of people hate on that movie. It was not a great movie. I'm not saying it was. I do find it very entertaining, and I actually love Colin Farrell as Bullseye in that.
Even though he is not the problem, but the get up is so comically stupid.
Oh, it is. But if you look at his comic book costume,
it's
that's incredibly stupid too. So I can get past it. But I did like it, and I kind of liked how he did like the sonar, thing in there. I thought that was cool. The only thing I think was a complete train wreck, of course I had to watch it, was Elektra. That was a horrible movie.
I don't even think I've seen that.
You're not missing anything.
Okay.
So it is very bad. It is very bad. Irredeemable, I'll even say.
The Netflix now / Disney Plus Elektra, however, super cool.
She's fantastic. I do like Charlie Cox Daredevil, and I forgot the actress who plays Elektra. But yeah, she's good.
Now, so we were joking about this. I think the possibilities for season 4 of Daredevil, maybe he starts popping up in movies. Maybe he sometime gets a movie. Who knows? I don't care. The fact that there's more Charlie Cox as Daredevil makes me very, outside of cameos too. Like he's back in a star, makes me happy. We joked about Iron Fist. Now, I need you to hear.
We don't need Iron Fist because we have Shang-Chi.
But hear me here. You're right. And Shang-Chi was cast appropriately.
Yes.
However, Colleen in the last season of Iron Fist was good. And the last couple episodes of Iron Fist were good episodes that had me like, wait, they're canceling this now? So even if we like backdoor a way of finding out about what happened, maybe they can show up every once in a while. Okay. Maybe Danny Rand is gone and just Colleen is Iron Fist, and that's a little funky, but like I'll take it. Like,
this is what I think.
Some elements of the Defenders universe that were kind of cool.
Yes, there were. This is what I think. So for every fan of that show, I got no hate for you. We're all good. But I feel like Doctor Strange gave all of you hope.
There could be a new one.
Black Bolt was in there. It was the same actor from that terrible show. So
but they made it good.
Made a cameo, Danny Rand isn't out of the picture. Believe me.
Yeah.
Believe me. Yeah, maybe, but he doesn't need his own show. He could just be a pop in, pop out kind of guy.
Like I thought.
I would like to see Jessica Jones come back.
Say, Jessica Jones season 1 was fantastic. It went up and down from
Mr.
there.
Purple Man.
Purple Man.
Yeah, he was fantastic. I liked him.
I
and
love
Punisher, and we got to get
Punisher.
Berthol Punisher,
Mhm.
and Luke Cage. Luke Cage in, you know?
The actor who played Luke Cage was so good, and Luke Cage is so cool. The show was a little meh. It went downhill after season
it didn't
one.
get the same level of quality that the other shows got. It was not a, it was a good show, but to me it could have been better.
But so now I see Disney Plus did Falcon and Winter Soldier. I see a Power Man and Iron Fist show very similar to that. And if we could bring both of them together, maybe it's different actors because of the multiverse. Maybe they somehow get the same guys back and make them both not suck. That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I mean, I trust Kevin Feige with this franchise. He's
Lord Kevin. Yeah.
He is. I mean, really, I think he's a Kang variant. So, I mean, I'm all in with Kevin Feige.
Yeah. I mean, it was very clear that, like, of the Defenders shows, it was Daredevil, it was Punisher, it was Jessica Jones, and then a mishmash of the other two.
Yeah.
I really hope that a successful fourth season of Daredevil opens the door for another Punisher. Punisher doesn't really fit the tone of the MCU necessarily, with all the, like, the current tone that they're going for. But I mean, but
I think that's kind of good, because then that carries with it a shock value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And like, so, the MCU with their casting is always great. Robert Downey Jr. is Iron Man. Chris Evans is Captain America. Charlie Cox is Daredevil. I think Frank Bernthal, or whatever the hell, right? Frank, whatever the actor's name is, he is Punisher.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I can't remember his first name. Yeah.
Whatever. Frank Castle is the guy's name. John Bernthal. Yeah. Sorry, John Bernthal.
Yeah. Okay. Accuracy adjacent.
I was mixing them up. Accuracy adjacent.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about Voldemort last episode. So.
Yeah. But I think he was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
You know what it is? Well, now I think it's the site's down, but there used to be a site called Pottermore, which was the official Harry Potter site.
You could read books.
I think I was sort, like, when you're sorted, whatever house, whether you wanted to or not, you're in that house. So I am a proud Slytherin. I think maybe my subconscious was just advocating for Voldemort.
There was some parcel tongue in the room.
There was a little parcel tongue. There was a little parcel tongue.
Well, we could put Harry Potter on our wheel of characters.
I don't see why we can't. I think he should be in there.
All right, we won't add him for this time, but we will. So I think now is a decent time.
Oh, that was another.
Yes.
Thank you for going into that. My wife Michelle.
Yes.
And just shout out to my son Joey. Thought that 11 from Stranger Things would be a good addition to the wheel.
Well, she's on the wheel.
Oh,
she's on the wheel. No one has. It's only been one episode.
Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know she was on the wheel, but that's good to know.
She's there. She's kind of like Professor X, but she's there.
Okay. She gets nosebleeds.
She does. She does. And if
she gets Akira nosebleeds.
And if I'm Shark Boy or Lava Girl or Shark Boy, really, I will smell it.
Is Shark Boy and Lava Girl in there too?
No, they're not, but they should be. But King Shark is on there, and King Shark will smell the blood.
What about Machete? You toss Machete in there?
Oh, there's a lot. All right, there's a lot of things we have to add. If you're watching,
we got a lot of ideas going.
If you're watching and you have ideas for who we should add to the wheel of characters, please add them below in the comments, and we'll.
Listen, we need a good replacement for Molly Hayes / Hernandez.
So let's talk quickly about the last battle before we hop into the next one.
Yep.
It was Molly Hayes, aka Molly Hernandez, if you watch the Hulu show Runaways, versus Victor Zsasz. It was, and I'd like to repeat this: we don't condone violence against children. However, however, the wheel dictates what we do, and the integrity of this game that we play. It was an interesting battle because you literally have someone named Princess Powerful who glows pink, and an assassin who wears black and cuts himself every time he kills somebody.
Yes.
We don't know who won. That's for you to decide. All these battles are for you to decide. If
Grogu says I won.
Grogu. All right. So we'll give you the W with an asterisk for episode 1 because Grogu, you cannot whip out Grogu every time. However,
sorry, yeah, that was kind of my MacGuffin because it was either Grogu or Animal Hat, so I kind of went for Grogu.
Yeah. So fun battle. I would say if we were to review ourselves on air, I think my argument was so. I think I was caught off guard by the fact that Victor Zsasz really does nothing.
Yeah, I mean, he's got no powers other than he's nuts.
Correct. And I mean, that is a special kind of.
But you know what, though? The mind is a very powerful thing. Look at Michael Myers. You could shoot him a bunch of times, and he's still coming for you.
And in the grand, so we have a scenarios wheel as well for people who watched the first episode. And in the grand scheme of things, us not being able to speak to each other was essentially us rolling nothing on the scenario wheel. It didn't impact things.
No,
there will be episodes and battles, potentially even today, I don't know yet, where the scenario actually makes a difference. It just really didn't last time.
Yes.
So with that said,
yes,
is it time to spin the wheels?
It could be. It could be.
Okay.
Let's see how it goes. Let's spin the wheel.
I have randomized lists 1 and 2. I don't know which. Well, I know which is one. And because I know which list is what, I will ask you: would you like list 1 or list 2?
To be fair, I picked the last time, and when I picked, I got Molly Hayes.
And this is fine. You can always be the one who picks because I know the lists.
All right, so I'm gonna go with. I gotta say, man, 2's my lucky number. It wasn't the last episode, but I'm gonna stick with 2.
So list 2. Would you like to know which side, Marvel, DC, it's leaning?
I don't want to know. I don't want.
Okay.
I like the element of surprise.
I've pressed the button.
No whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Okay, it's slowing down. It's slowing down, and your character. Oh, you got a good one.
Oh,
Booster Gold.
Okay.
Little time jumpy, little traveling.
Little time jumpy, a little
He's
goofy.
got an attitude. So if we landed on you can't speak, that would hurt you because he's a quippy type of guy. He's like Deadpool but DC.
Yeah, he's Booster Gold. He's a little goofy. But he's fed.
Yep. All right. And so now my character to combat Booster Gold, Booster Silver. No, it will be. I'm nervous. Please don't suck.
Don't be nervous. It's okay.
Magik with a K.
Oh, okay. That's a Marvel there.
It's a Marvel. I don't know a ton. Okay, so we have Magik versus Booster Gold and the Wheel of Situations.
Wheel of Situations, okay.
Here we go. Will we be covered in Vaseline or will we be on a deserted island? Who knows? We are fighting whilst blindfolded.
Oh, well, I wish I had Daredevil in this one.
See, that would help him significantly.
That would be a big advantage.
Okay, so Booster Gold versus Magik while blindfolded. Something tells me we're not going to know where or what we're aiming at.
Yes.
All right, so now begins the very, very imperfect and unofficial 5-minute study period to learn about our characters. Magik. Oh, it's a female. See, I didn't even know. Oh, we're an X-Men.
She is an X-Men character, yeah.
Younger sister of Colossus. Oh, cool. Her birthday's February 7th.
Oh, there we
go. Oh, she's an X-Men, a New Mutant. So she's younger. Sort of.
It's Colossus' younger sister.
Interdimensional teleportation. So we kind of both have that.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Well, you have interdimensional. I have time travel. Like I have time travel circuitry.
So it's not the same. Okay.
It's all a little different.
Magic manipulation. I wear mystic armor. I don't know what that means.
Well, that's like Juggernaut. Juggernaut has mystic armor. Juggernaut's actually not a mutant.
Interesting. Things you learn.
That's it.
Oh, I rule a demonic realm. This is interesting. I am not quite sure how I'm going to be able to argue for this, but I'm going to do my... Oh, her nickname is Little Snowflake.
Oh.
What are we learning about Booster Gold?
Well, a lot of this stuff I'm already sort of familiar with. So I don't know if I would rule it, but if you've ever played, it's a free download, but it's DC Superheroes on, Booster Gold is in there. That's actually, I think the first time I heard of Booster Gold was during the death of Superman. I think he appears during the death of Superman. That's a whole nother topic. I have lots of thoughts on that. He's a little goofy, but he has a pretty wide array of powers and things at his disposal. So
he also has a cool like relationship with Blue Beetle.
yeah, they got a little bit of a relationship going. He's corny, but he's got some good stuff.
Oh, I'm excited to see where we go with Booster Gold. I just want to know what we're working with here. No, abilities. Advanced technology allowing flight. Interesting.
You're looking up my man.
What is an enhanced visual power?
I think with certain things, he doesn't just see with his eyes, he can view in infrared. So there's ways around certain obstacles that we may have.
He also has the ability of longevity, and it's up to you to determine when he uses it.
Well,
wink.
Yeah, I mean, I think with that time, I think anyone who has the power to time travel potentially has longevity in a sense.
Because you'll get tired real quick.
Listen, I'm not an 11-year-old girl. I'm not an 11-year-old girl. And my suit augments a lot of my stuff.
But you might be just as spunky.
Listen, Booster Gold, he is pretty spunky. And he's also a little bit obnoxious.
He is.
He is a bit obnoxious. He's the guy you invite to the party because you're doing it out of like you have to, but you might not want to. He's like that guy too, like eats the last nacho.
Yeah. See, I already have some talking points here that I think shift things in my favor. I'm sure you have some as well for yourself.
Sure.
But I'm excited here because I think I've got some wins. I think I've got some things to say. So,
all right, good.
Are you prepared?
Yeah, I'm pretty good. I mean, we'll find out, but I think I'm pretty good.
All right. Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I gave the opening statement last time. Flip it to you.
Okay.
Opening remarks. What are we saying about Booster Gold?
All right. So, Mr. Gold, Michael John Carter, as his real name, he's actually from Gotham City, as well. Not the same Gotham City, but it's a future Gotham City of the 25th century. So we have already established in our previous conversation is not the best neighborhood to live in.
I'm sure in the future it's still not good.
And with bad politicians in Gotham City, the neighborhoods has only gotten worse. So not the best city. So he's from Gotham City, he's from the future, and he did have a football scholarship, so he was a very athletic kind of guy.
Okay,
Likes to throw the old pigskin around.
What position do we know?
I'm not as familiar.
Okay, minus points for your argument.
Okay, so he's a quarterback. So.
Oh, of course he is. Okay,
of course. Well, I guess if you're the hero, you kind of have to be the quarterback, right? No one really cares about anyone else in that sense. So
yeah, the left guard, no one cares.
He's got a robot named Skeets, bit of a sidekick, and anyway, so the way he gets his powers is he did a little thefty of some items from a museum.
Thievery, okay.
Little thievery.
Wait, did he rob it, burgle it, or thieve it?
He borrowed.
Those are different things.
He borrowed.
They imply a certain level of violence.
Let's just say he borrowed it. He went to the museum and he borrowed.
Okay.
So, he got a flight ring, which is always important. He got some tech from Brainiac. Did that. And he's done some time jumping because he's got that time stuff in his suit. I know that we're talking about blindfolded, but even though blindfolded, we got some options. We got some infrared, we got a bunch of other stuff. He's kind of attention. He likes attention. He likes to consider himself kind of a celebrity.
Okay.
He's obnoxious. But he could shoot some projections. That's does force fields. He's got all sorts of goodies.
Okay. You make some good points.
Yeah. Time traveling is kind of a big one too.
Yes, you can time travel, but I can jump between dimensions.
But I'm not on every dimension. So you might
But-
go to another dimension I am not at.
Yes, but I can then poof back from this other dimension in a place that you're not expecting. Just go with it.
And if I
Now-
don't like the shot you took on me, I'll time travel to before you took it, and I'll know exactly where you're going to try and hit me.
Yeah, see, so there are some very interesting things with this battle because my character Magik, as you'd suspect, pretty
Has
good at
some
magic.
magic.
Pretty good at magic.
That is true.
Her name is Magik with a K though, and that's pretty damn cool. So that automatically is a +1 to my score. Cool things going for Magik. I don't exactly know the entire backstory because I only had 5 minutes to learn who the hell she was. But X-Men, X-person, that's pretty cool. She knows a lot of powerful people.
She does.
Colossus, brother,
Mhm.
that's super cool.
It's cool.
At 6 years old, she was kidnapped and brought to Limbo, which, to my knowledge, is probably worse than Gotham. Not a
I
great
don't
place to
know.
be.
No, it's not a great place to be, but I mean, Gotham is just wretched.
But wretched versus almost literal hell. So it hardened her and toughened her in a way that I don't think your antics are going to.
I don't know. See, to me, Limbo is not hell. Limbo is like the waiting room before hell. You're
it's-
kind of in an in-between.
It is by definition, but it's also not a good place to be.
No, it's not.
I just don't think that I will have any patience for your antics. Plus, I'm Russian, so I'm automatically very impatient and mean.
Hmm.
I think that your vanity,
I do have some vanity. I'll give you that. I am
your
pretty-
vanity will quite bother me, blindfolded or not. And I can.
The bad thing about being blindfolded is you can't appreciate how good looking I
Well, I am also quite attractive. And for someone who considers himself a celebrity, he might be enticed.
am. It is possible. It is possible.
So I think the blindfolded battle actually helps me.
Okay.
I will say this is why. Sure, we are both without sight. That is
Yes.
inherently a problem for both of us. I know you have your special vision thingy.
I do have a little bit of help.
I'm pretty sure my magic can cloak my presence. But Booster Gold is physically unable to shut up. And your voice alone will let me know where you are.
He
constantly.
has some personality flaws, but the man saved Ronald Reagan. So that's a big thing. It was Ronald Reagan who first called him Booster Gold.
That's fine. I use magic.
Ronald Reagan, one of our greatest presidents, called
My
him Booster Gold.
my literal skill is my name, which should tell you how accomplished I've taught at the Strange Academy. I am a master of the mystic arts. And I don't know how adept at handling magic Booster Gold is.
Listen, I'm not adept with magic, but science is my sorcery. I got a cool suit that does a lot of cool things. I see you coming. I go boo boo, hit you with my projectiles. You try any kind of shenanigans.
I snap my
Force
fingers
field.
and I've vanished and poofed up somewhere else.
Yeah, and you know what? If I don't like how this battle's going, I time travel now that I know what you're gonna do, and I dodge it.
Yeah, but I can just magic lock you to where we are here. I'm pretty sure my magic can do that.
I don't
Or-
think anywhere.
or-
I don't.
I can drag you down to Limbo with me because I am the queen of Limbo and you can't do anything there.
Then we hang out in limbo. My suit will still work. My
The-
suit's not magical. My suit will work in limbo.
What's ironic here is that I think my other largest advantage is using your skills against you. So
Okay. How
You're a
do you figure that one?
you're a talker, you're a smack talker, you got a little smack.
I do. He's got a little lip. He's got a little.
I
lip on.
respect the smack talk.
And he's corny as hell too.
Now-
He's self-aware. I think he's self-aware.
If I need to really stun you, I can hit you
Yeah.
with this. Season 7 of Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh, good.
I like
Another
Legends of
bad
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Sidebar.
Okay.
Not actually respecting it as anything serious, but it was occasionally
Sure.
comical. There is no season 8 of Legends of Tomorrow. It was canceled at the end of season 7. And do you know which character made his grand appearance at the end of episode 7 as a teaser to the future?
What's up?
Booster Gold. People
There you
were
go.
so disinterested in you that they canceled the show before we could learn more. And now you are stunned and crying.
Okay. Well, here's the problem with this. I completely don't acknowledge this as a point of contention because that's kind of meta. Those people who didn't like Booster Gold in the show don't actually exist in Booster's world.
It's canon. It doesn't matter. They were taking your Booster Gold, who you are, and creating him on television as an homage. But he was so
But
uninteresting.
those people don't really exist. They would
They
only exist for you with your interdimensional travel and reality thing. For me, they're nobody. They're nobody.
I will project that final scene and then news of cancellation into reality so you can feel it where it hurts.
Okay. Well, I still feel that is a vapid argument to make. I feel like the audience who watches Legends of Tomorrow, I feel like that I don't think they even matter. I appreciate everyone's opinion, but their opinion on Booster Gold does not factor into this because they are not canon to Booster Gold. They are meta.
But is it anything canon if we say it is?
Well, then I'm going to say it's canon that I win automatically.
No.
Don't make me get Grogu.
You don't get the Grogu advantage again.
Listen, Booster Gold is awesome. He's been around. He's visited different times. He's helped the Justice League before.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen a lot of, in his travels, he's seen a lot of things. He is sort of a self-absorbed self-promoter. He does have, you know what? He's a bit of a capitalist. He irritates other heroes in general, just because the man likes his fame, he likes his attention, he likes his money. But, who doesn't?
I mean, yes, we can all. Money's great. Money's good.
And with the, not for nothing, going back to not that we could use Friends or anything, but when he borrowed those objects from the museum, Skeets helped him out there. Listen, Skeets is his robot, and you know what? At the end of the day, I think Skeets is a big part of this. I think Skeets will help me out.
See, I've already touched on one of your enormous weaknesses, and that is that you are boastful, and that maybe if I can knock you down a peg, it might hit you. However, you have
his weakness is his personality, not his powers.
Correct. You have one other large weakness. I'm not saying you run from fights. However, you often rely on everybody else you're with to do all of the heavy lifting. Sometimes you'll not take things so seriously, and I feel like if you're battling basically a demon queen,
she's not a demon queen.
She knows some demons and she's a queen.
Listen, she's not a demon. She's an attractive Russian woman with magical power. She's not a demon.
Magic versus science, though. I don't know. I think magic is more powerful because magic knows no limitations. Science is limited only by what we know. And even if he's from the future, there is a limitation.
I would have to disagree because he could time travel to any place where technology could be better and better and take it back with him. The potential of what he could have and steal again, borrow, could, he could just keep getting better and better stuff.
But I can interdimensionally travel and continually bring back or learn darker and more evil or more powerful magic in these other dimensions. So I can see your technology.
That is where your weakness comes in, because the more you expose yourself, we've seen Doctor Strange and the Ancient One tapping into the dark side and what the powers of the dark universe and Dormammu and all that stuff.
Doctor Strange now has an eye that he never asked for.
That is true. So you're tapping into these other powers, these other things could be your own undoing.
Potentially, but we're not talking about my next appearance. My only appearance needs to be now. And if I can get as strong as possible and win.
If you could bring in a studio audience into this debate, I'm going to say that regardless of the future you're not going to have, because no one really cares about magic either, you could still, it could still affect you. Those other entities from these other dimensions could still affect you.
If we did do this in front of a studio audience, I actually think that would help me because you'd be distracted by their cheers.
Oh yeah, no, I would be, I'm Booster Gold.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. I'd be giving out autographs. I think your character, while attractive and Russian and magical, is of such little interest to Booster Gold. I would be offering a truce by offering her my autograph and the autograph to my people, the fans who are coming to see Booster Gold. not Limbo.
Also, I would hit you also right from the jump and just go, Booster Gold, your name's stupid. It's a stupid name. That was my Russian accent for what it's worth.
It is a stupid name, but blame Reagan for that. He came up with it. So it's not, it's okay.
Our friend Michael John Carter ran with it, though, because he's not smart enough to think of something better.
Listen, if it's good enough for the president of the United States, Booster Gold says it's good enough for the rest of the common folk.
You know, I just think that Magik has, you know, we don't get our organizations in this battle. You don't get the Justice League, you don't get Blue Beetle, I don't get the X-Men. I'm not saying that.
Sure.
However, I have been around powerful, smart, resourceful people. And because I am actually a teacher, as I said before, I teach at the Strange Academy to make other little witches and wizards.
Sure.
I am capable of discerning and learning good information, taking it in for myself, and then utilizing it, therefore making myself more resourceful and more aware. You, when people are teaching you, I have a pretty good feeling you're not paying attention. So I don't know if you've ever learned anything.
I'm definitely not, but I have a workaround with this. So I'm definitely not paying attention because I'm too good for those people trying to teach me. We all know this. We all know this.
Okay.
We're all, just as I am self-aware of my celebrity status, you guys are self-aware that I don't need that. So let's look at this scenario now. Now,
Okay.
I don't think Elon Musk exists in the Marvel universe, as I know. I know we've seen Obama in there.
Well, I mean, Elon Musk was technically an Iron Man. He was an Iron Man too.
That's true, but I'm DC, so we're gonna.
He's in my universe, maybe.
Okay, so a variant Elon Musk. So in present time, the man is working on the Neuralink, right? So if I'm going 500 years, 600 years in the future, we're talking like next level Neuralink. I don't need them to teach me. I could just stick this in my head and have access to all the information without those people. And then I could time travel back to you, having this knowledge, like Neo kind of jumping into the Matrix. I know Kung Fu, and boom. So yeah, do I have magic? No. Do I have magic? No. But technology and the potential behind technology is limitless. And what did Thor say in his first movie? You call it magic. Where I'm from, it's a little bit of both.
It's a good one. By the way, Neo, we should add to the list.
Oh yeah, and Smith too. Smith's great.
Yes. Now, this is strictly a hypothetical.
Sure.
Clearly, our powers of time travel and interdimensional travel factor into our beings. Let's strip those abilities from these characters just for the sake of maybe keeping us on the same plane of reality.
Okay.
Does that lean this conversation one way or the other? Or does it maybe actually just level it out?
Booster Gold would lie to you and say he's stripping that power, and he would still use that power. Time travel to the point where you were born and throw you in a river. I win.
They're no, the powers are no longer canon, if we could say what's canon or what's not.
Okay. So I think stripping those powers away, we're both in the same place. Mm-hmm. I'm still a quarterback. I have still worked my body into such a condition of athleticism that I'm not, I'm no stranger. Is my personality horrible? Yes, I'm obnoxious. People don't like me. But I'm also better than that. So my athleticism and my buffet of manliness that I am.
Excuse me.
I feel like I'm no stranger to getting in the dirt and tossing and tussling.
See,
Do you have super strength?
No, but you're not.
There you go.
You're not making bad points, but I'm gonna die on this hill.
You're like a cheerleader. You can cheer for Booster Gold.
You're so vain and so self-absorbed and self-centered.
I probably think this song's about
that in this scenario where I have magic.
Yeah.
I don't need to time warp, dimensional warp. I don't need to rain hell down upon thee. All I need to do, if we're going to keep calling back to Harry Potter, is snap my fingers and a magical mirror appears. You're instantly going to look at it. However, you will be distracted by it. But the thing that's going to make you so upset is that the mirror is going to make you look like you're 800 pounds. And you won't know what to do with yourself. You will probably break down and cry. And listen, is it silly? Absolutely. But
I'm not going to worry about that. Do you know why? Why?
Why?
We're blindfolded.
Ooh, you got me. You got me. So my argument is null and void. This is the first time the situations have mattered.
Yes.
Um,
and I think you would be affected because in my vanity,
Yes.
we know I'm vain. I try to look pretty good when I go out since I'm the center of attention. I'd like to think I put on a little cologne. So I would like to think that my pheromones from my cologne are going to entice you to be like, you know what, if this guy would just shut up for 1 second, I might date him.
But I also have a feeling that if I put on my sexy Russian lady voice, you might say, oh, I don't want to hurt her.
I don't think I'd want to hurt you either way. I think Booster Gold will want to take you out on a date.
So does that mean we both win?
It could. I'm pretty wealthy.
And I'm mildly attractive. I don't think this is how the battle's supposed to go. I think we're supposed to fight.
No. Booster Gold doesn't like to hit women. Booster
good.
Gold.
Good.
Booster Gold would say, we can settle this in a better way. I do like to gamble. Booster Gold loves his gambling, like me. We like blackjack.
Mm-hmm.
So, are we blindfolded? Sure. But I think that this might work in Booster Gold's favor because he can't see how attractive you are. So he won't be, or the mirror you want to throw at me to use my own vanity.
Yes, the mirror was not good idea on second thought.
Mirror was bad idea.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a tough one because I may be vain, but I can't see anything opposite of the sexiness that I know I am.
Yes. See, now this is a very good matchup, and I think it's a better matchup than the first one for a variety of reasons. Number one, the first two characters were stupid.
Yes.
Secondly, this is actually a very good matchup. Take personality, out of it. It is literally science versus magic.
Yeah.
And that is a cool, whether it's Iron Man versus Doctor Strange, whether it's, Batman versus, not that Superman is magic, but it's an unknown origin of power. Like, sure. These are your classic tropes to fight against.
See, here's the thing. Booster Gold's powers are all technology-based. He doesn't have superhuman powers. No. He's sort of like Iron Man in that sense, where he's a little more athletic, I believe, Iron Man, because he is a quarterback, but he is very techy. He's like kind of like a poor man's Iron Man. He's not nearly as smart as Tony Stark, but he relies on the intelligence of other people with his time travel. Did he steal those devices so he'd have power? Yes, he did, but that's okay.
I have an idea. So, what if I use my magic to just snap my fingers and take all of your I don't want to say take all your clothes off, but essentially take away all of your science items. They poof, they're vanished. You can't time travel to get them back. You are powerless.
I'm gonna have to call nonsense with that, just because I highly doubt that if I was to Google magic, that she would have the power to just poof away everything I have.
She's magic. Let's see what magic can do.
Magic can do a lot of. Magic is a good thing for a writer who is writing a story.
She is.
But magic is also, there's all sorts of schools of magic. So I don't. Magic alone cannot make my things poof away.
Oh, two interesting things I've learned about magic. She has a stuffed doll called Bamfy, which is a mix of Bamf and Nightcrawler. That's just kind of cool. She has another thing that I will not say during this family-friendly show, but I will tell you when we're done recording. She has a certain policy that it's for adults. So we'll talk about that after.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Have you Googled and found it?
I'm not. I'm gonna go check that out later based on what we're implying. It's
yes. So I was looking for mystical limitations. This is how I got down this hole here.
Sure.
Magic's magical abilities are far more limited in Earth's dimension. Not great. We're probably on Earth.
Yes.
She does not fully understand her powers and is ignorant of even some basic concepts of Earth magic. She, however, some dark magic. That's pretty good. Could hurt some folks.
Sure.
And highly skilled in the blind. Oh, Chthon, that's a person. ancient weaponry. That's pretty cool. She's also multilingual.
Okay, that's good.
That doesn't help her really at all.
No, it does not.
I'm pretty sure that even the most basic of mage can just poof something away.
No.
I'm pretty sure.
No, because then that makes everyone who has magic pretty much all in the same realm. I mean, that makes Scarlet Witch the same as Doctor Strange, the same as Loki, the same as then there's no diversity in characters other than the person using them. So I'm gonna have to shoot that one down. I'm not saying your magic isn't cool. You have very cool magic. But I'm gonna have to say that's not it.
So I will hand it to you. I think your arguments have been better than mine, mostly because my character, I have no idea about anything about her. In a real fight, I do think mine would win. I don't know if I defended her greatly. I still think, in this sense, magic would trump your science. But you also add in the fact that we're blindfolded, and that is an unexpected development that makes things difficult. I don't know. I think magic would win. I'm not 100% positive. If you have an opinion, loyal listener, please let us know in the comments.
While we're blindfolded, because look, I mean, going with the magic can do whatever the hell you want argument. To be fair, if that argument had the level of the validity that you're banking on to make my things disappear, we could just make the blindfolds disappear, and then the handicap doesn't matter.
That is fair, but we have to suspend our disbelief and keep the blindfolds because that is what Kevin Feige has bestowed upon us, aka Lord Kevin.
Exactly. So I think he is physically fit. He, again, not super
closing arguments, by the way. This is closing arguments.
Oh, we're on closing arguments. Okay, closing arguments. Is Booster Gold the flawed man? Yes, he is. Did he steal those items to get his powers? Yes, he did. But he is athletic. He was a star quarterback. He's from 25th century Gotham, which is a wretched, wretched place. Gotham was a wretched place in current time.
That's not Terry McGinnis Batman. That's even past him.
Yeah, we're way past that.
Way past Terry.
Yeah. So, I mean, Gotham is one of those cities, if it just keeps going south. Bad leadership keeps going south. So, he's seen some stuff. He's a star quarterback. His personality flaws are what they are. But despite that, he has a history of, even although annoying people, really pulling in and bringing people together where it counts. And again, save the U.S. president, so he can't be all bad. And, I think he's one of those people that, part of, despite his personality flaw, he did at some point do some self-reflection, later on as his life progressed.
As all people should.
Sure. And I feel like if we took the powers out of interdimensional travel, like you were saying before, this and that, and we're blindfolded on top of that, so I can't see the mirror that's telling me I'm 800 pounds. I still think I do have those infrared lenses that could show me where you are just on heat signature. So although I can't see your face and make out every detail about how pretty you are, I can sack you like you were another football player and beat you down.
Yes.
And then if the fight doesn't start going my way,
you just time travel back.
I can't use the time travel. So I guess I'll say, listen, Booster Gold says if we're going to fight, just avoid the face because it's for the people.
Yeah, I mean, so maybe
the blindfold really doesn't affect me too much because my technology gets past it.
Fair, but I also think my workaround to the blindfold is the fact that you won't shut up the whole time, so I'll always know where you are. And I think that's fair. It's not as
that is fair. That is fair. I'll accept it, but you would also know where Booster Gold is just because you'd smell my awesome cologne I'd be wearing.
Yes.
Because when he became more popular in the 90s, I mean, talking about current time, in the 90s, you know what cologne I was rocking in high school? Cool Water.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. So, whatever.
Not a sponsor.
Not a sponsor. So, he takes care of himself, and I think ultimately, if strength between the two was, the same for both of us, then there'd be no reason for the NBA and the women's basketball league. There's two different, they have to be acknowledged, and I think physically I'm probably stronger than you. So even not having my powers, if I just get close enough to just knock you out where you can't utter any magic words, I could see you with my infrared goggles, and I could just rush you just like a football game, knock you out. Ain't no casty.
See, yeah, and so my closing argument is, I really think the vanity can be used very much against you, even if the mirror thing doesn't work. Still a variety of ways that I can make it happen. Also, I think you very often, it literally says it in your character bio, you don't take fights always super seriously.
That is true.
Look down on opponents, or
I can be a little condescending.
I think you'll be like, oh, it's just some lady. Not a big deal. And I will be like, yes, but I am magic Russian lady, and I will rain hell upon you. And I think your lack of appreciation of my power and skill, plus the fact that you are self-absorbed, cocky, arrogant, I can utilize that in a variety of ways to my advantage, like I said, because I am a very wise, smart person.
Sure.
And I think if a battle prolonged long enough,
you are also a little rash, though. I'm a little familiar with magic. You're also sometimes quick to run into things you might not want.
This is okay.
Now, I don't think you would kill Booster Gold because that's not in your personality either.
I'd be okay doing that though, because I'd win the fight.
Well, no. I'm saying, you'd probably not, probably make a point of saying that, not to underestimate you, blah, 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 blah. Then Booster Gold would time travel, now learning his lesson of what happened, and then come before you. And again, take you as a child and drown you in the river.
That's the Hitler theory. I think we need to never let that be allowed in our battles. Just use time travel in ways.
Just to be fair, I'm not advocating for such things. I'm just saying,
Yeah. But that any single character that can time travel, you can then just, not you specifically, but just you, the general you, can then use that as your cop-out response to be like, oh, well,
okay, no, that's a fair point. So let me tweak that a little. So I would learn my lesson. I just took a beating from Magik.
Correct.
So I'm going to now take some time to recover from my wounds, because since I could time travel, I could take all the time I need to get myself straight. Time travel.
You can go have a 6-hour energy. Call back to last episode.
Sure. Then I could time travel back just before that happens, when I underestimated you before, and be like, now I know I can underestimate you, and I would change my strategy on fighting.
The time travel part's really the one that's tough to get past. And if
it is, because I can't go interdimensional, but time teaches a great variety of things, because after that happens, I could time travel and I could spend 10, 20, whatever I can, and then just time travel back to that moment right before it happened. And now I know what I'm dealing with.
I think it would get to a point where there's a deja vu type of thing where I'll be like, I've been here before. And that might prompt me, again, we discussed like, yes, I could probably embrace some pretty dark magic that could consume me, but I don't care about, in this specific canon battle, I don't care about what my future looks like. I would then go to a dimension that could teach me powerful enough magic to make this so.
Okay, that's a fair point. I know we established the rules about you can't use your friends to help you in battle. However, we did not say that your friends can't give you advice. So
that's fine. They can.
I can tell you
physically
that
there.
Your older brother Colossus would be very against you doing that, and you love your brother, and you would take his advice pretty seriously.
But even in Deadpool 2, Colossus got very violent in Deadpool 2.
He's better in the comics than he is in the movies. But, Mr. X-Men, sir, you also take the wise advice of Mr. Charles Xavier, who would also advocate on you not doing that.
Yes, but Charles Xavier also wants to defeat the enemy, or quell the enemy.
I don't think Charles Xavier would want you to use the powers of hell and demons, because he generally has a not big liking for that. I think he would advise you to find some other route to go rather than tapping into the dark dimension.
Then I will insult you until you cry. You were bad at football.
Listen, that's something that's totally allowed. But I think I would just show you how good I am at football and tackle.
Yeah, so this is the type of debate where I don't know how we decide who wins, but that's what you, the viewer slash listener slash consumer of this free content,
All free.
help us decide. Who wins? Booster Gold and his mouth, Magik and her magic. We don't know. We tried our best. Did we both look like fools? Probably, but that's the whole point of the show. Any closing thoughts from you on episode 2? Or things to say? You ended us on words of wisdom last time. Maybe we can make this a thing. Your words of wisdom to close the episode.
Okay. Yes. All right. I'm going to offer some.
We should address the word. Hold on. The words of wisdom last time had something to do with a wet noodle, and I don't think that's real.
It is real. I promise you, if you doubt that wet noodle is a thing, ask your parents about it, probably your grandparents at this point, depending on the age of the viewer.
Mm-hmm.
But wet your noodle is an actual term. So,
okay.
My words of wisdom.
Yes.
I will say that. I will leave with this about something that my mom had told me when I was a young strapping lad.
Okay.
When things are overwhelming, and there's a lot going on, I know we had an unnamed virus from unknown origin the past couple of years. We all do some stuff. So it's like there's a giant elephant, right? It's a giant elephant. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
That's pretty good. If I may add my words, I won't always do words of wisdom, but I have one too for you to stew on.
Sure.
Always remember, if you go to bed with an itchy hiney, you'll wake up with a smelly finger.
Let that wet your noodle. Let that wet your noodle.
Let that wet your noodle. Thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe. Comment below who would win. Don't itch that hiney. And we'll see you next week.
Because then it just stinks.
We'll see you next week.